My brothers and sisters, have you ever wondered why someone keeps coming into your mind even when you haven't spoken to them for months or years? Is it just emotions, or could it be something deeper? Sometimes these thoughts are a sign of unresolved feelings. Other times they may be a test from Allah or even a reminder of destiny, Qadr. But here's the most important part. When such thoughts overwhelm you, the best thing you can do is turn to Allah in dua, asking Him for clarity, for peace, and for guidance. In this video, we're going to uncover the deeper meaning behind why someone stays in your thoughts and how Islam teaches us to deal with it in the healthiest, most spiritual way. When someone keeps returning to your mind, one of the most common reasons is unresolved emotional attachment. This happens when your heart has not fully processed its feelings for a person, whether it is love, care, hurt, or disappointment. Emotional attachments are natural, but when left unresolved, they can repeatedly occupy your thoughts, affecting your peace of mind, decisions. In Islam, the heart is considered the seat of emotions, intentions, and faith. Allah says in the Quran, "Indeed, in the hearts of those who believe is peace and certainty, and with Allah's remembrance are hearts soothed." Say Shura, Rad 13:28. When a person keeps appearing in your thoughts, it often indicates that your heart has not fully accepted or released the attachment. This could be due to a past relationship, unfulfilled expectations, or even ongoing interaction that leaves your emotions unsettled. The mind continuously revisits the person because the heart is still holding on to some emotional residue that needs closure. Unresolved emotional attachment can manifest in several ways: daydreaming and constant thoughts. You may find yourself thinking about the person at unexpected times, imagining scenarios, or replaying past interactions. This is your mind signaling that the attachment is unresolved. Difficulty letting go even if logically you know the relationship or situation is over. Your heart struggles to accept it. This conflict between mind and heart causes the person to keep returning to your thoughts. Emotional turmoil: you may experience feelings of longing, sadness, or anxiety whenever you think of the person. These recurring emotions indicate that closure has not yet been achieved. Islam encourages believers to address these emotional attachments in a way that aligns with faith. One of the first steps is self-reflection, understanding why you are still holding on to someone mentally and emotionally. Ask yourself, are you attached to them out of love, dependency, or unfulfilled desires? Recognizing the root cause allows you to address the attachment correctly. Another vital step is turning to Allah in dua and remembrance. When your thoughts are preoccupied, seeking Allah's guidance can bring clarity and peace to your heart. The Prophet taught that turning to Allah in every situation strengthens the heart and reduces unnecessary attachments to worldly matters. Sometimes, resolving emotional attachment may also require practical action, setting boundaries, limiting contact, or accepting that the situation is beyond your control. Emotional release does not mean resentment or hate. It means allowing your heart to find peace and trust in Allah's plan. In conclusion, when someone keeps returning to your mind, it is often a sign of unresolved emotional attachment. Islam teaches us to handle this with patience, reflection, and reliance on Allah. By addressing the root of the attachment, seeking divine guidance, gradually letting go of what is not meant for you, your heart will find serenity. Remember, the peace of your heart is one of the greatest blessings Allah can grant, and nurturing it aligns your emotional well-being with your spiritual growth. When someone keeps returning to your mind, it may not only be due to emotional attachment, it can also be a test from Allah. In life, Allah tests His servants in different ways through hardships, blessings, relationships, and even thoughts that repeatedly occupy the heart and mind. These tests are designed to measure our patience, trust, and reliance on Him, to strengthen our spiritual resilience. The Quran reminds us, do people think that they will be left alone because they say, we believe and will not be tested? So Surah Al-Ankabut 29:2, this verse emphasizes that being a believer does not exempt anyone from trials. In fact, trials are a sign of Allah's attention and a means to purify the heart. When someone keeps appearing in your thoughts, it could be a subtle test, one that evaluates how you respond spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Why is this a test? Allah may place certain individuals repeatedly in your mind to see your patience as sabri. Can you maintain composure and not act impulsively based on fleeting emotions? A true believer remains patient, avoids hasty decisions, and waits for Allah's guidance. Your reliance on Allah's tawakkul. Persistent thoughts can tempt you to take matters into your own hands, possibly in ways that conflict with Islamic principles. This is a test of whether you will trust Allah to handle your affairs, including relationships, destiny, and personal growth. Your spiritual awareness, the mind wandering to someone, can serve as a reminder to turn back to Allah in dua, dhikr, and reflection. It is a subtle opportunity to increase your spiritual consciousness and seek divine help in regulating your heart and thoughts. Responding to the test, Islam provides practical guidance for such tests. Turn to dua, ask Allah for clarity, patience, and relief from confusion or obsessive thoughts. The Prophet A said, the dua of a believer for his brother in his absence is responded to by Allah. As a Muslim, this shows the power of dua in seeking resolution and peace. Engage in dhikr and Quran. Strengthening your remembrance of Allah helps redirect the heart and mind from unnecessary attachment to someone, aligning your thoughts with spiritual growth. Reflect and assess. Consider why this person occupies your mind. Is it love, longing, curiosity, or worldly desire? Recognizing the cause allows you to act wisely while staying within the boundaries of Sharia. Patience and acceptance. Sometimes the test is simply about enduring without acting impulsively. Trust that Allah knows what is best and His plan is always perfect. When someone repeatedly comes to your mind, consider it as more than just emotional attachment. It may be a divine test. Allah tests His servants to strengthen faith, increase reliance upon Him, purify hearts from attachments that could mislead or overwhelm. By responding with patience, reflection, dua and remembrance, you not only pass the test, but also grow spiritually and emotionally. Remember, every thought, every test, and every challenge can become a means of drawing closer to Allah if handled with wisdom and faith. The heart that trusts Allah and seeks His guidance in all matters, emotional, relational, or spiritual, is the heart that experiences true peace and contentment. When someone keeps returning to your mind, it may not only be due to emotional attachment or a test from Allah, it could also be a sign of a spiritual connection or divine decree. Qadr. In Islam, Allah Tung is the all-knowing and all-wise, and nothing in our lives happens by chance. Every encounter, thought, and feeling may carry a deeper wisdom, even if it is not immediately clear to us. Understanding Qadr, divine destiny, Qadr or divine destiny, is a fundamental concept in Islam. Allah Tung says in the Quran, no disaster strikes upon the earth or among yourselves except that it is in a register before we bring it into existence. So Surah Al-Hadid 57 sin 22. This means that every event, every person we meet, and every feeling we experience is part of Allah's perfect plan. When someone repeatedly occupies your thoughts, it could be a manifestation of this divine decree, reminding you that there is wisdom behind the feelings or connection, even if you do not yet understand it. Spiritual connections in Islam, spiritual connections are different from ordinary emotional attachments. They often serve as a means for personal growth, guidance, or preparation for future blessings. Sometimes Allah places a person in your thoughts to guide you to self-reflection. Persistent thoughts about someone may encourage you to examine your heart, your intentions, and your desires. It is an opportunity to align your actions and emotions with what is halal and pleasing to Allah. Prepare for future events in some cases. Repeated thoughts can foreshadow important decisions or relationships that may play a significant role in your life. Allah may be subtly preparing your heart to recognize and embrace what is beneficial. Strengthen your reliance on Allah. When a person keeps coming to mind, it is a chance to turn to Allah in dua, seeking clarity and guidance. This reinforces your spiritual connection and dependence on Him rather than solely on worldly outcomes. Recognizing the signs without obsession, it is important to differentiate between spiritual connection and obsession. A spiritual connection encourages growth, patience, and reliance on Allah. Obsessive thoughts, on the other hand, can lead to anxiety, confusion, and poor decision making. Islam teaches balance. Acknowledge the connection, but do not let it control your actions or distract you from your obligations and worship. The Prophet reminded us that Allah guides whom He wills and that we must trust in His plan. By maintaining mindfulness, making dua, and seeking clarity, believers can honor the spiritual significance of recurring thoughts while protecting their heart from unnecessary distress. When someone repeatedly returns to your mind, it may be more than just emotional attachment. It can reflect a spiritual connection or divine qadr. Recognizing this, a believer responds with patience, trust, and active reliance on Allah. Instead of acting impulsively or obsessively, one seeks guidance through dua, reflection, and adherence to Islamic principles. Ultimately, understanding that recurring thoughts may be part of Allah's perfect plan allows the believer to navigate their emotions wisely. What appears as random or persistent thinking may in reality be a sign, a lesson, or preparation for something meaningful in life. By trusting Allah's wisdom and maintaining spiritual awareness, these thoughts can transform into opportunities for growth, guidance, closeness to Him. When someone repeatedly comes to your mind, it is a reminder of the heart's subtle inclinations and the mind's attachment. In Islam, such persistent thoughts are not meant to create confusion or distress. Rather, they are an opportunity to turn to Allah through dua, supplication, and seek clarity in decision making. Dua is a powerful tool for connecting with Allah, gaining guidance, and achieving inner peace, especially when emotions and thoughts seem overwhelming. The importance of dua is described in the Qadr as a form of worship, and a means of drawing closer to Allah. Call upon me, I will respond to you. So Surah Ghafir 46-60 areas. When a person keeps returning to your mind, making dua allows you to shift your reliance from your own understanding to Allah's infinite wisdom. It is a recognition that Allah knows what is best for your heart, mind, and life circumstances far beyond what you can comprehend. Through dua, a believer seeks guidance for clarity, patience, and the ability to act in accordance with what is halal and beneficial. Using dua to gain clarity, repeated thoughts about someone may lead to confusion. Should you pursue this person? Should you let go? Should you remain patient? In these moments, dua serves as a spiritual compass. By asking Allah for guidance, you invite clarity into your heart and mind. The Prophet taught believers to pray for goodness in all matters, saying, "O Allah, I ask you for guidance, piety, steadfastness in all affairs." Such supplications help to align your emotions and actions with divine wisdom, preventing hasty decisions influenced by fleeting desires or emotional turbulence. Balancing emotional and spiritual awareness. While dua is vital, it is most effective when paired with reflection and self-awareness. Take time to understand why this person keeps returning to your mind. Is it love, longing, curiosity, or a spiritual lesson? This reflection, combined with sincere dua, ensures that your actions are not just emotionally driven but spiritually sound. Moreover, dua strengthens the heart, providing reassurance that Allah is fully aware of your circumstances. The act of turning to Allah in moments of confusion cultivates patience, sabir, trust, tawakkul, and contentment. Instead of obsessing over someone or feeling helpless, your focus shifts to seeking guidance and leaving the outcome in Allah's hands. Practical steps: make consistent dua for clarity, patience, and what is best for your heart. Engage in dhikr and Quran recitation to calm the mind and center your thoughts. Reflect on your feelings without judgment, understanding the root of your attachment. Act according to Islamic guidance, whether it involves patience, letting go, or seeking lawful steps forward. The need for dua and clarity becomes clear when someone persistently occupies your thoughts. Islam teaches that guidance is not random. It is earned through sincerity, reflection, and reliance on Allah. By turning to Allah in supplication, maintaining mindfulness, and seeking clarity, you align your heart, mind, and actions with divine wisdom. Persistent thoughts then become a means of growth rather than a source of distress. In essence, dua is the bridge between your emotional state and Allah's infinite knowledge, guiding you toward peace, wisdom, and the right course of action.